So obviously, we take in information through the senses. We take in information through taste. There are different tastes. We can taste sweet and sour and salty and bitter, and we often choose what we're going to eat according to tastes, the different types of tastes. Like, oh man, I really want a brownie, or oh man, I really want popcorn or potato chips, depending on if you want salty or bitter or sweet or sour. On the same token, we have a lot of different smells. We can smell popcorn, and that smells different than pizza, and that smells different than turkey dinner roasting, and that smells different than fresh cut grass. That smells different than cleansers and perfumes. And we go, well, of course, that's easy. We know there's a lot of different smells. We know there's a lot of different tastes. Well, on the same token, we take in information through the auditory system, hearing, through the vision system, seeing, and the tactile kinesthetic system, doing. Well, there's 9 subcategories in each of those, just like we have different tastes and different smells. So when learning is hard, it's because one or more of those areas isn't working as well as they could, should, and can. When that happens, you're working a lot harder than you need to. In fact, you're working 3, 4, 5 times harder than you need to. The good news is that these are learned skills and they can improve. One of the things that we do, I do offer a neurodevelopmental behaviorally based assessment that also will give us a reading level, a writing level, and a math level. But we also do the neurodevelopmental part. So I'm going to show you what some of those results look like so that you can get a better understanding of what's going on. This happens to be a 5th grader. And we have a yellow level, which is every person has 3 reading levels. The yellow, which is independent, where you love to read library books. The green is where you're being given direct instruction in both word recognition and fluency, phonics, sounding out words, that sort of thing, and comprehension, being able to understand what you read and use it. And then the red level is the please don't make me do this. This is the frustration level where you really are having a hard time. This is a 5th grader, and the highest level we could get in an instructional level was at the beginning of 3rd grade. So this particular student is 2 years behind. Then we do also get a math level and a writing level. The math computation is a little bit behind, but this is a real bright kid, I can tell, because they were able to solve word problems above the reading level and the regular math level. Writing level is 2 years below. It's basically at 3rd grade. There were a few splinter skills, but overall it was basically 3rd grade. So I always say, okay, this is really good information to have. It lets me know what levels to start them on, but it doesn't tell me why. Why are they struggling? So then we do the neurodevelopmental behaviorally based portion. I'll make this a little bit smaller so you can see the whole screen. Sheet, and any place there is an X is an area of difficulty. So we've got visual memory and visual tracking problems, visual integration, auditory memory, auditory visual coordination, auditory integration, a little bit of sensory motor integration. We also test for executive function and working memory. And there is every area is a problem. So the executive function and working memory problems are actually exacerbating these other problems, the visual memory and the auditory memory, etc. And so that's the reason why this student is struggling. So then we go to another student, and this student is in the 10th grade and is behind. Again, at the highest we could get in an instructional level on him is at the 6th grade, so that's 4 years behind. 7th is not even on the chart. Math is terrible. We're at 2nd grade and 3rd grade mastery for math. And then writing capitalization was at 6th grade level, but punctuation is at 1st grade. Again, I go, okay, this is good information to have, but it doesn't tell me why. So then we look at the neurodevelopmental behaviorally based assessment, and we see all the X's. This is the reason why, and I'm going to scoot this down and see where the executive function and working memory, we have problems, but it's not near as glaring as the last student. But we have some real important areas here, such as visual memory, visual tracking, visual language association and classification, visual integration, as well as visual motor, and then we have all of these auditory areas, which includes auditory memory, and two tactile kinesthetic areas. So those are the reasons why. When we understand what's going on, there's specific things that we do for each area. I never know how it's going to come out until we score it. You know, each person is different. This is a 9-year-old and in the 3rd grade, and we didn't get anything on the chart for either an independent or an instructional level. We have to start off at the beginning because even pre-primer is in the frustration level, and 3rd grade is way out here. So again, this is someone who's really struggling. However, in math, they're spot on. And so again, we look at, well, what is the reason why? Well, look, we've got almost every single area of perception not working as well as it could, should, and can. That's the kind of information that we get when I do the assessment. And I go through each area, explain what it is, how it impacts learning, and what you can do to address it. So once we know that, I give some specific recommendations. My mission is to have your kids improve their skills. I'm not doing my work if they're not. Your kids become my kids. I have a lot of kids. And now I actually have students who have their own kids. Mm-hmm. And I actually have some that have grandkids. I'm like, oh my Lord. Gee, you're making me feel old. I'm not that old.
Right.
But I've been doing this for over 40 years, so you can imagine. It's really exciting though.